Next up, we have Crystal... I need to check if we did this already. 1 second. No, we didn't. Okay, good. All right. I need to start doing this. Let's see. Let's do this. Next up, we have Crystal River by KORAII. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to analyze things in a way and explain the song in a way so that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening here musically. If you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Consider doing one of them membership subscriptions, like one of them paid subscriptions, especially because we're looking into adding members-only content in the way, in the form of non-video game music. Which would have to be put there. I'm still looking into the infrastructure for that, but it might be happening. 2 disclaimers. Number 1, this is my first time hearing this song, which means I'm going to be pausing a lot. I will be pointing things out as I hear them, so I will be pausing a lot. Number 2, this is happening live on stream on a single take. So whatever happens. So, with that out of the way, let's do this. Crystal River. Let's go. Nice. Okay, so we start with the sounds of a rainforest, which is not to be confused or mixed up with a jungle or a forest. Or rain. Every choice is deliberate. When it comes to music, unless it's a live concert, every sound put in is deliberate. This sets up vibe, this sets up atmosphere, and I really like the first synth. It's this kind of like kill switch synth, which, by the way, a kill switch, for those of you who don't know what it is, it started off with guitars, but it's basically a device that, let's say you have a note over here, and the kill switch acts like some sort of eraser that when you push it, the sound wave just stops going, and when you release it, it continues. Which means you can get all sorts of affected sounds this way. Electronic music uses that a lot, and artists like Buckethead are very, very famous for that kind of thing. And we're having this on a fairly slow-paced synth. It sounded a little bit like thunder, so it was kind of tricky to hear at least, but let's see how it goes. I like it, and on top of that is giving us the motif. So, a motif. What is a motif? A motif is the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed from which everything else comes from, musically speaking. So, I like it. And it's kind of like a motif. It's in between a motif and a riff. Riff is just the modern version of a motif, which is used kind of like between accompaniment and the main melody. Accompaniment is just the background music, the backing, like the drums, bass, like rhythm guitar, that kind of thing, right? Let's see where this goes. Yes, Lone Sick, yes, it was. Ooh. That was a good drop. There you go. That was fun. And right now, we do what could only be explained as a very long intro, because there's no real melody going on right now. It's just the chords, which is a good way. It's a solid way of introducing material, because once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between keeping stuff familiar and introducing new material to the listener. If you keep things too familiar, you repeat yourself too much, you risk boring the listener, they're out. If you put too much new material too fast and too much, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out, they're out. So there's that. Killer, welcome today, how you doing? So yeah, I like this because usually you do want to bring in, like, you can bring in some of the chords in and everything, so. Let's see. Onwards. And we also swapped synths around a little bit to give us a bit of a different vibe. And of course, when it comes to this, it's called instrumentation. And yes, Lonzig, I understand the frustration, but them rules be them rules. So when it comes to music, there's instrumentation, there's orchestration. Orchestration is just the old name it had. Instrumentation/orchestration is the study of picking the right instrument for the right reasons, which is usually going to be either for the right sound, the right texture, or the right psychological response. And in this case, the texture went from a kind of like a rumbling thunder, a cloud kind of thing, over to this more on the foreground synth. And we did add a couple of things. Let me go back a couple of seconds because I did hear a couple of more notes, which could be a melody. Let's see. It's okay, Psychotic, we can fix that after. Ooh. And now we've introduced the melody, which is still interesting that a lot of electronic music, they keep the chords closer to the forefront, and they put the melody a little bit further to the back. It's a very interesting approach. It's a very, very interesting approach. I'm a melodic-oriented composer. For me, melody is king. That's just how I work. And to me, I make a melody, and out of that melody, my motif, I build everything around it. There are composers that are the other way, that they will come up with some sort of rhythm, and they will be doing some, like, they will build from a rhythm or something else like that, and they will build it from there. For me, it's a melody. I come up with a melody, which is a very difficult thing for me to do, and I build around it. My greatest weakness is lyrics, but that's neither here nor there. But, yeah. So for me, as a melodic-oriented composer, it's very interesting seeing people put the melody in the back. But it's also giving us this sense of nature, because we started with the sample of the rainforest, right? And it's just giving us this kind of thing. It's a very fascinating thing. Artist that made the song from Congregation, original being nice. I don't know what that is. I haven't played the game. Okay, so a lot of these melodies. So it turns out the riff we heard at the start was not. It was a riff. It was just filler. Now we are starting to get proper motifs. So as I said earlier, it was just a riff. It was just a riff, and it is not the focal melody or the focal musical idea of this whole thing. And now we are getting the actual motif. What sounds like the actual motif, because it did sound repeated in different ways. It was first in the background, now it's in the foreground with a few more notes here and there, but it's still the overall same shape, which is, again, interesting that he's... and this is the second time he does this. We bring something from the background to the foreground, and we're having this dynamic of switching things and kind of like bringing this the back elements forward. It's a very interesting dynamic. I like it. It's a level from Geometry Dash. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. But then again, it's me, right? I haven't played anything. Let's see. Ooh, and that second chord. Very cool. Is that the sound of a tenor saxophone I hear? Because that is not a baritone sax. When are you still here? Is that a tenor sax? It sounds like a tenor sax to me, right? So there's different types of saxophones that you can see out there, right? And for example, we have the baritone saxophone, which is the most well-known saxophone usually. This is this one is a little bit bigger. The tenor, I think, is the best-known one, I think. Spectrally, welcome today. How you doing? Yeah, here you go. Yeah, the tenor saxophone is the best-known one. So could it be a soprano sax? it could be a soprano sax, it could be an alto sax. Different. Whole point is that it could be any of these different. It sounds like a type of saxophone, and it's really nice. And I really like the way that this whole track has been introducing things. We put them in the background, and we let things simmer for a little bit. We put the background in the foreground, and then we put something else in the background, and we give it this kind of like conveyor belt dynamic of things. This is really cool. This is really, it gives me ideas. Oh, there you go. Baritone sax. We can find official confirmation as Rebel Souls confirmed this with certainty. Okay, there you go. Yeah, no, it sounded. It's way too high to be a baritone sax. That is way too high. But it could also be modified. Like, we're talking, it could have been a baritone sax track, and then he like did tune modification, like a tone modification, because you can do that in electronic music, and you can modify the tone of things. Blitzmaster, welcome today, how you doing? And then we just take it from down below to up above, and that's it. We just change how it sounds, but the notes are still there. And I like how each time, each rendition of the melody sounds like a solo, but it's overall still the same melodic shape. This is really cool. Let's see where this goes. There you go, new track. Oh, and we had a brief moment of silence there. We went off the ramp and back. That wasn't even going off the ramp. It was just full on silence. Did a full nice drop of the beat, but the beat dropped right back where we were. There are a lot of very interesting things going on here. Let's see where it goes. Okay, I like this. So this version of the motif being played right now is, so overall this track, structurally speaking, so far it has fallen under the concept of theme and variations. So most of the structures that we've seen on this channel have been some sort of A, B, maybe including a section C, like section A, section B, maybe section C. Theme and variations is a very, very special, very special thing. When it comes to theme and variations, you will have, of course, the theme. And that is going to be your first section. Thank you for the super chat. I'll read it in a moment. And we have that. And then variation 1 is the same thing, but in its own separate section, and it's going to come with some sort of contrast. The most famous theme and variations, in my opinion, it's Mozart's A vous dirai-je maman, which is a lovely track that sounds a little bit like this. Bum 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 bum. Mozart did not invent that. That was a folk melody that had existed for a long time. No one knows who the original composer is. However, what he did was a theme and variations of it. And basically, he goes through the entire thing, the entire melody, then he repeats it, but he makes a variation on it. He brings it into a completely different perspective. And what we're having right now is that we are having, in this piece right now, we're having the bass, we're having the accompaniment. So we have the background synth playing 2 chords. They're playing 2 chords plus this really chill drum beat. And we are having that just being this, we're just having this, it's not even that, it's like basically going up and down and up and down. And then we have the drum beat in below. And then we have, let me just change it a little bit to a smaller section. So we have it going up and down and up and down and up and down. And each time it comes back down, so it plays twice, and then it has this. So let me just do this another one of these. So we have the drum beat down here. So yeah, variation 1, we had one instrument playing the motif in one style. Variation 2, we had the saxophone. Now variation 3, we are having this other synth doing the thing. And it's the same. So we had an intro, a very short intro introducing the beat, and then we have been doing variations based on that. But we've been, it's 2 chords that we've been using so far. But they are done in such a lovely way that whenever the new chord comes in, it sounds like we're modulating. It is really, like, there are so many very interesting concepts in this track. As I said, like, the whole concept of bringing something to the foreground and then bringing it to the background that way, interesting. OFC, welcome to the day. How you doing? So let's see. Oh, and this one, the motif, the reason why I said this, the motif being played, so the motif is overall kind of like going this way, and right now, the current solo that is doing it is doing a reduced version with repetition and sequencing. So repetition is you just repeat, not repetition, reduction. So it's a reduced version, which means it's faster, and then sequencing means that you're doing the same thing, you're just starting in a different note. So going up a note, going down a note, either way, but because the modulation is going up, we have that. So this is a very fascinating piece. Let's see where this goes. Welcome, Mel, by the way. I just saw that message. Back to the intro. Back to the intro we go. Rainforest. That does not count as a fade out. Okay, so you're just gonna completely change the landscape like that. You're just gonna, we are 2.5 minutes into your 3-minute 20-second track, and you're just gonna do this on me. You're just gonna pull something like that on me, huh? Okay, so we just do a complete switcheroo for variation 4. Let's see. Another chord. This is faster. It's still 2 chords. This is a reduction of the first theme. Overall, the rhythm is faster, but it's not the exact same chords, so I think it's sequenced, but it's still 2 chords. This is just faster now. This is incredible. You don't choose the number. Oh, and roulette. Okay. Let's see. And we do have the background melody again doing the thing. And we also had a bit more rhythm in the accompaniment section. I forgot to mention that. Okay, and for the outro, we slow it down. Cheeky bastard! I love it. And you end it with the snap of a finger. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. There you have it. That was Crystal River. It's been a while since we've done a theme and variations. I think the last theme and variations we did was freaking Halo. This was really, really cool. I love it. I loved it. There you have it. That was Crystal River by KORAII. That was very fascinating. Yeah, very interesting artist. Very interesting artist. Once again, everybody, that's the Basterd's LFA Layman-Friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician. I hope I have explained things in a way that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. If you, thank you for watching, first off. If you're watching this on the video archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, consider becoming a member. We are looking into doing members-only content for non-video game music. I still need to figure out the specifics for that, but that is happening. Support the channel, all that good stuff. Also, if you want to listen to this track without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be linking it down below in the description. if you want to, yes, the description. Then there was, if you want to request a song and you're not on the stream, go to the pinned comment or go to the description, go to the Discord, go to the LFA requests channel, follow the instructions in the pinned comments. If you don't follow the instructions, your song is going to get ignored. Simple as that. And if you want to catch the streams live when they happen, in the description is linked the Twitch channel and the Discord server, both of which have the stream schedule, which show the stream starting times on your local time zone. And yeah, with that, there's that. There's that. That was Crystal River by KORAII. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.